top 5 running back. Redraft, top 1 to 5 running back. Dynasty. This is a man that for some reason has a handful of believers and a handful of doubters in every room that you go in. And I think the reason people have an aversion to Asthon Jeanty is a lot of what we talk about in the Marvin Harrison effect. You know, that Marvin Harrison was getting drafted way too high last year, and really he deserved the value, and he is that good, and he will be. I firmly believe Marvin Harrison Jr. will be a top 5 wide receiver. But the scared Scotties, the petrified Peters, the worried Williams, they transfer that failure, that draft fear, and the PTSD involved in missing on MHJ. They transfer right over to this guy who has nothing to do with it. The second part, I think, is something to do with not being on the train when the train started to get going. And people double down Donnies, we call them. And I think they just like to doubt a player so they can feel better about their previous prediction, or they drop some sort of like, I don't know, he's small school. Or they hear that, you know, they hear small school defenses weren't as good that he faced week in and week out. He's not going to translate. They hear the garbage. So it's they hear garbage, then regurgitate it. Stop following somebody that's telling you that BS, bro. I'm just going to tell you that right now. You do yourself. If you're one of the people watching right now that heard somebody say too small of a scooter and he faced no good competition, and that's the foundation of your doubt, stop following that person. This is the only show you need anyway. That's number 1. Number 2 would be double down Donnie. You said something negative, you're just doubling down. You don't want to jump on the train. It makes it look like you were wrong. You don't want to be wrong, so you're just going to continue to shovel that dirt onto the mountain that you're already, burying yourself under. And then the third one is the transferring of fear and PTSD. Those are the only reasons you could doubt this man. We're going to go over why. We're going to talk about where he's likely to go. We definitely think that he's trending in the direction of potentially Las Vegas at number 6. Hunter, we're thinking, is going to that 2 spot right now. Obviously, Patriot fans are hopeful they can get him. Giants fans, who knows? But we're going to talk Jeanty mainly right now. And Jeanty going to the Raiders at 6 is very likely at this point. The Bears will not even consider letting him slip past 10. But I think the Raiders, they're gaining a lot of momentum right now for being the landing spot for Asthon Jeanty. The Fantasy Football Show, the Asthon Jeanty Show, the Why Are People Doubting Him? He's a top 5 lock show and draft show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also...
We're not sure if we're keeping that yet. Let me know. we got some other ideas in the works. Sometimes the best ones are the worst ones. Sometimes the worst ones are the best ones. I've had some hardcore. You better keep that shit. You better keep that Asthon. The what we call it, the Gentanic. the Gentanic. Let me know if we're keeping that. Let's get into a draft right now. So on Underdog, promo code Smitty, where you'll get up to $1,000 in bonus credit. This is going to change. It's going to be 1,000. So up to. Let me fix this wording here. So now it's going to be up to $1,000, up to $1,000 in bonus credit. I'll reword this later, but up to 1,000 on first deposit in bonus credit. Let me close all that. Using code Smitty or the link that I'm going to drop in the live chat right now. Here's the link. Do it live. Click it. We're going to get into a $10 draft. So we're going to go over to the draft tab at the bottom. We're going to have lobby selected at the top and home selected at the top as well. But if we swing on over to NFL instead of home, shortcut, click the big board, $10, the top one of the 3 boards. $10 big board. Click the link, jump in. We need a couple more to start. Jump in there. If you don't get into the draft that I'm in, don't fret, don't get upset, don't get mad. Just draft alongside. Enjoy the show. Pop this sucker up on screen and we will go to board view and we will start the draft. But Asthon Jeanty, as we await that draft, was a running back that did not rush for under 100 yards in any game in 2024. It's unbelievable. Even his postseason 104 yards that everyone said he got shut down. PSU shut him down. No, they didn't. He had 104 yards. He never had under 100 yards rushing in the entire 2024 campaign. 209, 226. Look at the beginning. Look at this first game. 267 at the bottom. 6 rushing touchdowns. 192, 3. Guy's a marvel. Guy's a magician. The guy ran for 2601 on the ground last year alone in one college season. 29 touchdowns. Number 1 in the nation in yards after contact with 4.8. Number 1 in the nation in forced missed tackles per carry. Never, like I said, had under 100 yards rushing. 2nd in the nation in yards per carry. 1st in FBS in percentage of a team's yards. 2nd in FBS in stacked boxes for people that say he faced a lot of easy competition. Non-stop glory this man provides you. And more than anything, and I don't care about those stats as much as I care about what I'm about to say, but when you have the data to go along with, correlate, and parallel what you're saying next, what I'm about to say next, that makes it the lock. That makes it the evidence that supports the gut instinct. But it's my gut instinct. It's my eyeball test. It's watching Jeanty play that you see Adrian Peterson 2.0. You see Barkley. You see Barry Sanders. You see the second best or first best prospect at the position of running back to ever come out of college. That's what you see when you see Asthon Jeanty. And if you don't, then I can't help you. If you don't, then you are somebody that doubts him because you want to doubt him. Let me get back here over here. I can't help you on that. On the clock right now, Puka, Collins, Neighbors. I'm not scared to take Neighbors here, and I'm so glad that he's going to fall because of this Russell Wilson signing. I took him at 7. His ADP is like 9, but it's not going to climb. It's definitely going to continue to fall and fall and fall. Asthon Jeanty is the topic. All right, there we go. We got a super chat here from Nerd. Nerd says, was I wrong to take BT over Jeanty at the 2.5 in a Superflex Dynasty startup? Not wrong. I don't think it's wrong, but I would take Jeanty personally, but BT's a receiver. So in Dynasty, you get more time with BT, so it's not crazy at all. Actually, not crazy whatsoever. Yeah. Here's the question. Should we be asking ourselves, are we drafting at a ceiling? No. I mean, you're not drafting at a ceiling at all. He could be the number 1 overall player. So, absolutely not. Look at these receivers. Look at the receiver run. So, it went CD, Neighbors, Puka, Nico, Amon-Ra, BT. All right, so let's go back over there. I think that Jacksonville takes King Tet. So, yes, you're wrong, says Space Beast. I don't know who you're not talking to me. I don't know who you're talking to being wrong in the chat. Puka or Jeanty in Dynasty? Jeanty by a mile, Dave. I've already explained I mean, I'm sure you've been here. If you haven't, Go watch any of the last like 5 videos that we've done, the live streams included. I don't like Puka's dynasty value. I don't even like it at all. I'm not like, if I had him in dynasty, I'm trading him away. I've got him in a dynasty league, and I'm actively trying to trade him away. The problem is people know that I'm trying to get rid of him, but I don't want Puka at all in dynasty. I mean, go look at the dynasty video I just did. He's, and it's still a long time, but he's already thinking about retirement. Like, that's not what you want to hear. Second of all, he's very injury prone. He's very likely to suffer injury. And when you talk about a guy like Puka, who would step away early for family reasons, which you admire, but let's be real, it's not what you want to hear. And we can applaud him all we want and say, oh, good for him, family first, but that's not what we're here for. We're not here for his family. We're here to, this is business. And it's not what you want to hear. It's like I said my example last night. It's like there's 2 people up in your household, and you're like, okay, we're both up. It's 2 a.m. and that person comes to you and goes, okay, I'm going to go to bed. See you later. You feel stabbed in the back. It's good that they're going to bed. They're going to rest up and have a better productive day, but you're still not happy about it. You know, let's be honest and up front. You don't want Puka to retire early. And if he suffers all the kinds of injury, let's go Bucky here. He suffers all kinds of injury, then he's even more likely to retire early. Who's to say that concussions or, you know, major injuries don't have him walk away? His main concern, he said, was being able to be active with his kids, and that's why he wanted to retire and have 5 boys and, you know, whatever. Puka, Jeanty, yeah, not even close for me. Jeanty all day long. Take Jeanty over BT. I think it's debatable, but I'd probably take Jeanty, but it's very, very close. I could take Jeanty number 1 overall in a Dynasty 1 QB. I could. I'm not saying I would. I'm saying I could. The reason I won't is because I don't need to. Just like I would take JD5 in the 2nd round in a 1 QB, but I don't need to, so I won't. You know, and you know what's so funny is somebody out there right now heard me say I'm taking JD5 in round 2, and I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. Let's see here. Nerd, appreciate the super chat, my boy. Phone line's open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Do it live. Call into the Addict.shop phone line and do it live. You know what we haven't played in a while?
Mr. London, what seems to be the problem?
I've been a little off. Can't seem to get things going, if you know what I mean.
I think I have just the thing for you, Mr. London.
Okay, on the clock here, Tyreek just went. So far, we've got Bucky, Neighbors, and we could go Josh Allen. James Cook, JD5. You know, I'm drafting the hell out of JD5 right now. I'll go Josh Allen here and kind of hedge a little bit. I've drafted JD5 in like the last 10 out of 12 drafts. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. Love the balance. Neighbors could be the number 1 wide receiver. Oh, Smitty, but Wilson. Neighbors, number 1 wide receiver, potentially. Bucky, top 5 running back. Josh Allen, number 1 or number 2 quarterback. Very balanced approach. Do it live, do it live, do it live. Get on your horse. Phone line's open. I don't know if I had it open yet. Sorry. Now it's open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial in, dial in, dial in. Look at all the wide receivers just flying off the board. couple wide receiver teams, which is very popular in best ball. That BT Drake London Evans team is interesting, but I think I'd rather take a chance on a different wide receiver than Evans, given his age and everything, and get some balance going on that team. This Puka, AJ Brown, Terry McLaurin team, I feel the same way. Probably would take a different approach at that third pick so that he doesn't have, just 3 straight wide receivers when McLaurin is not replaceable, but semi-replaceable. Go ahead, Boston, Kyrie. Or Kyrie Boston.
I'm excited about this Asthon Jeanty talk, man.
Is the echo
I think
gone?
he'll go to I think he'll go third or fourth, though. I think he'll go.
Let me know if there's an echo on this. I have the volume up kind
I
of
think either
high.
the Patriots or
Testing
New York
it out.
might snatch him up early.
Yeah, Patriots, they could. Look, I mean, the truth is, teams would be very smart to draft Asthon Jeanty in this 3, 4, 5, 6 territory. And I believe the Raiders, no echo, perfect. I love that. It was such a pain in the ass to lower the volume and not hear you guys and then have to continue to do it. Real quickly, let me draft real quick.
Go for it.
Bro, I got Josh Allen, Bucky, Neighbors. Woo!
Your team's exciting.
It is. I like Devontae Smith this year enough to make him my 4th drafted player. It's not my favorite pick, and it's not my favorite team, but I like it. It's good. It's a good team. I'll leave it like that for now. Neighbors, Bucky, Josh Allen, Devontae Smith. Not any stackage going on right now, but I'm crafty with that later. But yeah, I like it. Phone lines are open. If anybody dialed while I was doing that, I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, Jeanty to the Raiders seems likely. It feels like that's the vibe right now. It feels like that's where he's going. I'm hoping that the momentum doesn't slow down with that and people start backing off, the value of the RB that high. I think Bijan, Gibbs, the way running backs really dominated last year and the year prior, I don't think teams are scared of it anymore. And McCaffrey getting his deal, then Barkley becoming the highest running back ever, at his older age. It just watching the value of the running back climb financially, I think we're in a different place than we were 3 years ago. And so I'm feeling pretty excited about Jeanty's likelihood of being in a high volume situation, high draft capital, revamping the way teams look at RBs. And if Jeanty goes 6, guess what happens? This is probably the most important thing that I've said all show. You ready, Kyrie? You ready for some real talk?
Yep.
This is some truth right here. I don't think you're going to hear this anywhere else. If Jeanty falls to the Bears at 10, this is bad. And it's not just because I don't want him there. It's because the Bears are almost, in my mind, guaranteed to take a running back. So if Jeanty goes 6, guess what happens to Hampton? He goes at 10. Then guess what happens to Henderson? He doesn't fall to the bad teams at the top of round 2. He might go to Washington at 29. Because now he's getting pulled up into the first round most likely, and all of a sudden he's maybe in the best spot of all of them on a winning team that's electric. Hold on 1 second. I got to take a player here. Let's go. Kenneth Walker, do it live. I don't know if I should have did that. I was running out of time. Because I was showing this. But do you know what I'm saying? Like, we're talking about if Hampton goes in the teens because Jeanty falls to the Bears at 10, we only have 2 running backs going round 1. And then the landscape of the running back changes a little bit for the future and next year's draft. And it's all very connected. So if Jeanty goes 6 and the Bears force Hampton at 10, there's a way, but there's a lot less likelihood that we go with a running back drought from 10 all the way to the top of round 2. I don't know. I think Henderson gets pulled in, and if he lands on one of these teams, now it's risky. He could go somewhere crowded, I suppose, but I don't like KC wouldn't be. I don't know. KC's good or bad. KC always feels like it's a good place for an RB, but they never develop, or it's tough to say. But anyway, he could go to Washington. Washington's my dark horse team to take a running back at the end of round 1, and I think that becomes a possibility if Henderson's looking like it's been a long time since an RB's been taken and they want to pounce on it. If Hampton goes at 20, let's say Jeanty goes to 6 and Hampton falls to 20 to the Denver Broncos. I think Washington might be less pressured to say, hey, we'll go get Trey Henderson. Tough to say. That's kind of my take anyway. I really hope Henderson breaches round 1 and we have 3 RBs going round 1. That'll be such an amazing day for the RB on draft day.
I think 4 RBs going round 1 this year. To be honest with you, I think that the Patriots and the New York Giants, I think they made the moves earlier to get a quarterback and wide receivers so they could get Jeanty. And I think one of the other running backs might get snatched up at 10. Then someone might grab him. Dallas might grab a running back, and then Washington might grab a running back.
Maybe. So,
Scatterboo might go 4th in the first round,
He could.
I'm thinking like all 4 of them dudes could go in the first round, to be honest with you. This is a good
my guess is the highest it would be 3, but you never know. I want to make sure I'm not discounting.
They're willing to take Asthon Jeanty after the Saquon Barkley contract.
This is what sucks about drafting with you guys is the snipage, man. Like Trevion Henderson. Like, come on, man. Come on, bro.
They always take your players.
Yeah, that's why I do it. I mean, you guys are making me start these drafts before I go live sometimes. Then that's why you're gonna snipe me over and over and over. How can I deploy winning strategies that I'm trying to teach when the teacher gets out here and his pupils keep kicking him right in the nutsack over and over and over. So I'm gonna start the draft, then click the go live button, and I'm gonna be halfway through the first round going, guess what? Smitty's in a draft. Who's on the line right now? Rock out, you're live.
What's up? Can I give you my risky team?
Sure. Pretty good looking squad. Yes, rock out.
Yeah, my team is Puka, AJ Brown, Jane Daniels, and Chase Brown.
Puka, AJ Brown, JD5, and who? Chase Brown?
Chase Brown.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad. My team, it's not my favorite team, but I got Josh Allen, Bucky, Kenneth Walker. I like it a lot. Neighbors, Devontae Smith, Laporta. It's definitely adjust and adapt, bob and weave. The chat snipes me left and I have to go right. So that's kind of what, has happened here. Is snipage has made me take best player available and has left me with a team that's a little different than I'm used to, which is good though, because then I don't have like this. We tend to draft the same players over and over and over. How many times do you draft Bucky and Kyron and you're like, okay, next draft I'm going to mix it up, and you're sitting there and you're like, I can't, I got to take him again. So it's good to have a little. I mean, I do have Neighbors and Bucky, but I mixed it up a little bit. I didn't force JD5 again. I took Josh Allen as a different change of pace here, but I was trying to get Trevion Henderson there as my RB2 or RB3 in this situation, but I'm fine with it. Part of me wishes I would have went Henderson instead of Walker, but then again, like, I don't have enough Walker, and I want to have a lot of Walker shares. I do, so we're going to go ahead and go Walker here. Hold on, I'm on the clock, and then I'm going to swing over and roll with the rest of you, and then I knew I was probably going to lose. I knew Miles. Damn you, Miles. Now let's grab Monty. That's right. All right, we'll figure it out. Hold on. I'm gonna have to reach a little bit. I'm not gonna say it's It's crazy. It's about 4 or 5 running backs down, and that's going to be... Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to go Ramondre.
What do you think about Hubbard this year?
Just because this gives me... I love Hubbard. This gives me 3 really good RBs. I got Bucky, Kenneth Walker, Ramondre, with the strategy that I feel like is kind of a little bit light running back shopping. It's pretty good. Not my favorite team. It's not my favorite team by quite a bit.
Smitty,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask a request for a rock out song. I want to hear that Bijan song.
The Bijan song.
Yeah, give me Bijan. Give me Bijan. I ain't heard that all season, man. That's my jam.
You mean the one the video that I have, or Rock Out's version of it? Because I don't have it.
The rock out Bijan. You remember that? Give me Bijan.
Yeah, I don't have it on.
He'll be coming to take on your roster.
I don't have it. Rock Out. You want to acapella? You want to impromptu it, or
okay.
Rock Out? Do you perform live, or is it only recorded?
A little bit of both.
Can you give us a Bijan?
One sec, I'm making a pick. Hold on.
Oh. You might get it live here in a second. All right, hold on 1 second. Let me go over to Travis. Travis, you're live.
Hey, what's
What up?
up? Yeah, I think Judkins is probably going to go before Scadaboo. No, not saying he should or shouldn't.
Right, probably.
And I wonder, it's going to be interesting to see, because there's so many backs, will teams be in a rush to take them after we're through those first, top 3 or 4, or will a couple guys, fall?
Certainly could cause a slide for sure. Yeah, definitely. The security of having all of them there.
It's the same way with like all these offensive players. Like you talk about, we talk about what's logical for a team and what makes sense, and then you get these teams that, there's a ton of defensive line in this draft, but you'll get teams just picking off defensive line in the top 10, top 15, even though they can get a good one.
Yeah, this is tough because
that too. It's crazy.
My next pick is 103, and Charbonnet's got an ADP of 104. With this group, I can't let it go. So I got to take him now, unfortunately. But I got Walker, Sharps, Ramondre, Bucky. I can kind of leave RB alone for a little while. I kind of like that, unless the right value's there. But Sharps in the 8th round is kind of high. Like, his ADP's round 9. It's right my next pick. I just can't afford to get sniped on it. But it's about round 9, middle of round 9. And that's a little higher than you would want. But it's not that crazy. Like, you look at the player names in here. Aaron Jones, Caleb Johnson, Mark Andrews, Baker Mayfield, Josh Downs, Jalen Warren's nice. Cooper Kupp is good. Travis Etienne, exciting, but that could be a waste of a pick. You don't know. Travis Hunter, I knew Speedy was going to just reach on Speedy. Travis Hunter, obviously good pick later, but I don't know if his ADP was even near there yet. He might be climbing, but I don't think he was that high. But anyway, I don't think Sharps is that bad in that, even in this territory where I reached a little early, but you would love to get him later. You love to get him in double-digit rounds, kind of like you can get some of these other guys. But all right, go ahead. I'm sorry, Travis.
No, I was just saying it's the same idea with, you see these guys, offensive players that we like in fantasy, fall down the board because, teams don't necessarily use logic all the time. And I was just saying how, like, for example, there's have teams drafting in the first round defensive line instead of, like, it wouldn't surprise me. The Jets.
Your phone's cutting in and out, Travis. Again, I don't know what's going on there.
I'm gonna try to get better service.
But yeah, I mean, it wouldn't shock me. It could go either way. I could definitely see I can definitely see what I'm saying. Oh, I'm on the clock here. Hold on. It is slim pickings. Because I don't like any of the wide receivers, I'll draft my final running back, Cam Scatterboo. So Bucky, Walker, Ramondre, Sharps, Cam Scatterboo still have 2 wide receivers, but I just didn't like any of the wide receivers there. I'm not going to force it. I could see what I'm saying happen. The Jeanty 6 pick makes the Bears reach on Hampton. And if they take Hampton 10, I believe that what we're saying, or what you said, Travis, is going to be the reverse initially. It might go back to what you're saying, to where there's going to be such a gap between where Hampton goes at 10 and where the top of round 2 is, and teams start waiting till the late 30s or top of the 40s for an RB. It's possible, especially because these are winning teams. They have RBs. Kyren, Mixon. It's debatable whether they definitely probably won't take a running back that high. So Mixon, Kyren, Henry, Gibbs, and Monty. Washington is the intriguing spot that if Hampton goes 10, the drought of RBs goes so long that I just think Washington thinks about it. Buffalo's got Cook, although he wants a big bag. Who knows how that goes this offseason. KC, look, they took Allaire, Clyde Edwards-Helaire at 31 or 30. I think it was 32 or 31. The year that Clyde was a rookie, and that was surprising. And then they didn't even use him. It's like, I don't know. I don't know that I want KC to be the place that gets an RB. I feel pretty confident if they drafted a Cam Scatterboo or a Henderson that they would use the hell out of them. And maybe this is Andy Reid's return to using one back. It's possible. So I would be excited about it, but I would also, I think like most, live in a little bit of fear that RB could get ruined there. But that's a possibility. But then, I don't know. I think it's pretty safe to say that we get back into round 2, and then Cleveland, the Giants, maybe the Patriots, but tough to say.
Yeah, the Bears have two picks.
Yeah, the Bears could go with their Cam Scatterboo pick instead. Or the Bears could get their Monty and Gibbs. They could take Hampton at 10, and then in the second round or third round, take another RB. Like getting Caleb Johnson or doing something like that would not shock me. But I could also see him thinking that they have it already on roster. They just need to add their battering ram. But hard to say what's going to happen. I just know that the RB position will be the most exciting one, in my opinion, in the draft. I think the wide receiver position, after Ted McMillan and Hunter and Egbuka, I'm not like too excited about what goes down.
I think if Jeanty and if he goes with the Patriots or New York, I think the other running backs are gonna fall in order. I think Raiders might take Hampton or Henderson.
I can't stop drafting running backs.
Else move up.
I took Bigsby. Okay, gotta stop. I gotta stop. Stop it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm done. 6. You can't even. It's 20 rounds though. You can have 6 running backs. I'm done. No more running backs. Josh Allen, my running back room looks.
Bigsby?
Yeah, my running back room is exciting though. Sharps, Scatterboo, Bigsby,
Yeah. I like your
Kenneth
running
Walker.
back room, man.
It turned out pretty good. I've got,
You got enough running backs to roll for the season.
I just don't love the receivers here. And Travis, you're not gonna be happy about this, but Diggs was sitting there, and I couldn't do it.
You got neighbors though.
Yes, I do.
I don't blame you. I mean, I like Diggs on the Patriots, but I'm not.
I almost did. I almost did it for you.
Convinced it's going to be amazing.
I'd rather have Bigsby over,
man.
I'd rather have Bigsby over Diggs by a country mile. So I was like, what am I doing? Like I'd take Diggs the next go around though. I'll tell you that. I need a third receiver. I would take it. This late in the draft. We're in round number 10. So we would be around 11. So in round 11, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with Diggs in round 11. There's nothing wrong with him in double-digit rounds, I guess. because that's like a wide receiver 3-4. If you drafted Diggs as a wide receiver 3 or 3-4, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I just, again, a lot of the talk about Diggs' contract and everything, a lot of it's more about the money than anything. Like, I don't have a problem with the Patriots brought him in. I just think that's an insane amount of money, like absolutely ludicrous. But bringing him in isn't a problem at all. It's just bringing him in at that price and that commitment. And granted, you could say it's more of a 1-year deal, really, or it's not a long-term 3-year deal. It's one of those team friendly, but it is and it isn't. It is now that he's been paid. But I don't think you can excuse. It's kind of like when the Niners traded away Debo, the Niner fan base was dressing it up and putting lipstick on a pig and saying, we saved so much money by the deal. People tell you that we got hit. We actually saved money. They didn't save money. That's the way they're dressing it up. They spent he had, I think it was $31 million dead cap. So it cost them dead cap at 31. But because it was spent right then, they're looking forward from that moment saying we're saving the rest of his contract. So, like, I guess, like, tomorrow morning, we could say that Diggs is practically free going forward, but it was a very costly $26 million guaranteed, up front, or $20 million guaranteed. Hold on, I gotta draft a receiver here. I kind of like Coker. I really like Jalen Coker right now.
Yeah, he's interesting this year.
And I think
He looked good last year.
It's a scary wide receiver 3. But I don't mind it. I think he's kind of exciting.
Can I pick a player?
Can you pick a player on my team? No. You can give me a suggestion.
Come on.
Give me a suggestion,
I'll
Gump.
give you a suggestion.
Let me guess.
Let me
Detroit Lions.
Let me know who's there.
Okay, I'll let you know who's there. My team is it's exciting. It's risky. You're gonna have risk anywhere. Like if someone says, "Oh, your receivers are no crap," my receivers are sketchy past my top 2. Like I understand that, but when you stack certain ways, I got Laporta, who I think is a top 3 to 4 tight end. I got Josh Allen's a top 2 QB. I believe I have one of the craftier running back stables, and it didn't start out that way. But Bucky, Walker, Charbonnet, cuff to him, Ramondre, Scattaboo, Tank Bigsby. I'm going to get insane. My flex is a running back for sure. And my starting wide receivers, while the top 2 are glorious, I got Neighbors and Devontae Smith. Jalen Coker is kind of crafty.
Who's left to receive? Who do you got receivers left?
I'll tell you when I get on the clock, Gump. I don't want to waste my breath because they're going to get taken, and we'll swing back around, and I'll tell you.
We're top 6.
You already snatched your third wide receiver, Smitty?
Jalen Coker. It's a risky one, but I like him. I like him a lot. I think I might have hung up on the damn phone line. Dial back in, guys. I don't know what happened there. What's going on? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. What's your name and where are you calling from?
It's Indy Joe.
Indy Joe. What's up, Indy Joe?
From Indy.
What's
quick
up?
question, Smitty. So I've been following you quite a bit. I guess, I don't know, maybe you've talked about it or not, but as far as tight end positions for the rookies, what's your thought on Tyler Warren?
I like him in the right spot. I like him. Hold on one second. Do I take Leggett here now that I have Coker? Or do I take Trey Harris? Do I take let's see here, Romeo Dobbs? Go ahead, Gump. Tell me your opinion. We got Cedric Tillman. We got it's pretty thin at wide receiver. You got to act quickly because I got 15 seconds. Xavier Leggett. I got Coker. Do I take Romeo Dobbs? Do I take Cedric Tillman? I kind of like Tillman a little bit.
Dobbs.
I don't know.
Are you asking me, Smitty?
Well, I was Gump lost his opportunity. All right, I went Dobbs, but I don't know. It's definitely a risky wide receiver room. All right, let me add these callers. Hold on one second, guys. Let me get this all merged up. Okay, Travis is back on the line. I got Indy Joe. I guess Gump wasn't on the line. My bad. Gump, call back in.
I think somehow me and Kyrie and I think Gump too got all put on hold somehow because we were talking and you couldn't hear us.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where that call went though.
I told him to hang up and call back in.
Yeah, I can't even find that. That's great. It's like I left the call and you guys stayed on. It's hilarious.
We got shot out into space.
Here's Rock out calling back in. Hold on, let me merge him in. I'm getting used to merging. Like, there's only one downside to this new phone line is when I merge someone, I have to mute. I have the person that I'm on the phone with gets cut off for a second, but I'm getting quicker at it, and the rest of it is beautiful. I got voice. You can play voicemails now. It's plugged into the phone line even clearer than normal. I think the echo delay features that I've got in place now will make it so I think it's clear. Guys, is the phone line really clear? Is it crystal clear now? Hopefully it is.
It's been clear when I've heard it.
Bella, check yourself. Here's the number.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
It took Gump so long to figure out there was a new phone line. He had such a problem with it. He was like, how can I call in? How come I can't call in? Over and over and over. I'm on the clock here. Do I go Leggett now? He's there. I got Coker already. Amari Cooper is there. Wicks is there. Adam Thielen is there. Trey Harris is there.
Leggett and Thielen build in a little security with Coker. I don't know.
I guess I'll go Leggett.
I think Leggett.
So my team so far, the receivers it's a little scary, but it's not that bad. I mean, Malik Neighbors, Devontae Smith, Jalen Coker, Dobbs, and Leggett. I feel like it worked out pretty well considering how much risk I'm taking on by going so many RBs in a row. But I love my RBs.
Not bad at all because Dobbs has huge games too.
Yeah.
You're going to get a few out of him.
Dial in, Gump. Smitty, did you get my pick I sent you on Instagram regarding my CMC Gibbs trade? No, Perry, I haven't seen that. I don't get the DMs very often, bro. I get at least 200 DMs a day on Instagram. That's not including the private folder. The one where it says, "Hey, sweetie." "Hey, sweetie, where have you been?" in the hidden folder, Yeah. The folder that some of you probably fall for. I've been looking for you.
My roommate has a crush on you.
Yeah.
Just too embarrassed to mess.
I know this is forward, but I really like you. Will you click the link? If I include that, I get like 400 DMs a day. Almost on the clock here, boys. I mean, this is tough.
Who's your tight end?
Laporta. So I could use another.
Tyler Warren.
He's already gone, bro. Come on.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
My bad. I'm late to the party right now.
Yeah, no, he's long gone. The best tight ends available are Otten, Kmet, Pat Fryermuth, Hunter Henry. Zach Ertz ain't bad. Gesicki's not bad. Jawan Johnson's okay. Higbee's not horrible way down there. Theo Johnson. Kmet just went. And then I'm almost on the clock here. But here's the thing. Do I take... I got to be careful because this guy snipes me. He's going to take Anthony Richardson from me right here. You better not take Anthony Richardson, bro. You better not take him. You better not do it. Don't take it. Okay. Took Garendo. Damn it. Trying to stray him away. Okay, so do I take Adam Thielen here? Now I've got Coker, Thielen, and Leggett. I kind of feel like it's the move to make, given I'm so risky at wide receiver.
Yeah, Thielen.
I mean, now I'm really covered. I know they could draft somebody, but I've got all 3 Carolina wide receivers. It does feel like Young laser locks on them. Young's like a watered down Stafford. You know, he's like, Thielen, take it, Thielen, take it. You know, so I do think Coker could really thrive. So I feel pretty good about that. I feel like coming out of this risky wide receiver 3 situation, best ball, the highest score starts for me automatically. I don't have to make this decision. If it's Coker 1 week or Coker doesn't ever play well, and somehow Adam Thielen finds the fountain of youth one more time, then I automatically Thielen goes in. This is a really good wide receiver 3 situation. And then Dobbs in the mix. I like it. I feel pretty good about it. I think I worked out well. I'm not so worried about it. Tom, how did I do this? How did I hang up on Travis and answer this call? From Tom Brady. Is this Tom Brady?
Nah, it's Belichick yourself. What's up, Smitty?
Your phone line says Tom Brady.
I know, man. I love it. Everybody says the same thing when I call him. It's funny.
Yeah. What's up, Belichick? So I don't know how I lost the phone line again. I didn't even touch anything this time. I don't know if I have it on like automatic answer. Like I somehow turned that on. I may have. Jeez, hold on. I got to look at the settings here. I might have screwed this up. Go ahead, Belichick yourself, a.k.a. Tom Brady, and let me know.
What's going on, man?
What's up? What can I... Hold on. Merge.
Talk about it.
Hold on 1 second, bro. I'm trying to merge all these calls. 1 second. Okay, I should have... I should have everybody on one line right now. I got Rock out. I've got...
I can hear you.
I don't even know, though. Who's on the line right now?
Travis, I'm here.
Rock out.
Indy Joe.
Okay. And then Belichick yourself, you there? Okay, we lost Belichick yourself. Tom Brady, call back in. And then we should be good. I got to find out if I have like automatic answering on. Let's see here. Go ahead. Who's on the line here that hasn't talked yet? Oh, here's Belichick yourself. Let's let him. Let's let Belichick yourself go ahead and take the first question here. Go ahead, Belichick yourself.
What's going on, man? No, I was watching the show earlier and I heard, of what you were saying about Diggs, and I kind of agree with you on it, but in a way, it's like, where else are we going to find a 1,000-yard receiver or the potential to have a 1,000-yard receiver or just to give May that veteran that he needs? I mean, I'm looking at it both ways. I'm definitely he's 31 years old. He's coming off an injury, and, that's iffy. We paid him a lot of money for 3 years. But, I mean, we had a hard time of getting a solid receiver over there, so I kind of feel like we had to do what we had to do. We had Keenan Allen out there. I do like Keenan Allen. But, I mean, he's 32 years old. So it's like a lose-lose either way. So I feel like we pay Diggs, get him in there for 3 years, see what he's got. He was doing good over there in Houston. So let's just run with him. I mean, I'll take him. That's basically how I feel like. I'll take him right now.
I know, but this sounds like justification to me. I'm not saying that you and Travis are wrong in wanting Diggs there, but it sounds like we're making excuses and trying to justify, which I understand from a fan perspective. Like, you got to do that. That's called being a fan. But like the contract amount is not really that excusable. The idea of bringing Diggs in is fine. But it's a wild amount of money to give somebody. $26 million guaranteed. Hold on, I gotta make this pick here. Do I take Hopkins, Royals? Oh man, I guess I'll go Zach. Ertz here.
I mean, do you figure we gave him that money because we offered a lot of money to our other receivers and they didn't take it? So I figure they just threw that amount out just because they got tired of being rejected. So I mean,
but that's an excuse
after
too.
getting rejected to the prom, you're looking for a date somewhere, you know.
So what are you gonna do? Take the girl that you don't think you should be taking just because you've been said no to. And you gotta bring somebody. Go stag. Go stag, baby. Why you gotta bring the person that? What are we doing?
Go with plan
What are we
B,
doing?
Smitty.
What are we doing? We accept anything at this point?
Go with plan B,
Where are
buddy.
standards at? Where are standards at?
Drake may go and stag in year 2 is no good.
I mean, I just think that it's excuses. I agree with you guys that Diggs is worth a shot. He's probably the best. I like Cooper and him about the same, to be honest. I like Cooper a little more because Cooper's not healing from a torn ACL at 31 years old. So I like Cooper a little bit more.
They say he's ahead of time, though.
They say he's ahead, but he's 5-6 months into it. You could only be so good at that point, like at 31 years old. So of course it's good that he's not behind schedule. They wouldn't have given the money if he was behind schedule. But there's a lot of reports saying he should be ready for week 1. All that. So like you still got a lot of road to go before you know if he's going to be fine.
But having medicals changed. Like when I tore my ACL, it took me like a year.
But not at 31, bro. I mean, of course it's changed, but this is a 31-year-old receiver. He's not 23, 24, 25. Your body can only do so much so quickly at this age. And if you push it just because you're successful in rushing back, look at Cam Akers. Did Cam Akers, I said it to the ends of the earth. I screamed it from the rooftops. Cam Akers playing the same year he tore his Achilles. He tore his Achilles in the offseason and came back and played the end of that same year, and everybody praised him for it. And I'm like, what are you doing? And just because he can do it doesn't mean he's not causing damage to his body. Like it was insane to me. Yoshivas, I guess. I like that. It's not bad. Point is this. The point is, I don't disagree with bringing Diggs in, but bro, you can't justify. You could say it was a mistake, and I'm okay with their mistake. I just want a receiver in there. Like that's kind of what Travis's take is. I'm gathering. It's like Travis is not going to sit here with a straight face and say that he deserves the 3-year, $69 million, $26 million guaranteed. But Travis has made it abundantly clear that he could care less about that money at the end of the day. It's the owner's money, not his money. And it's 1 year's worth. And then once this year's over, that's gone. And he's fine with that. Like, so I understand that thinking, but
yeah, I kind of agree.
I past that, I can't agree with it. For that, I can understand. Like, you don't care about his money. The only thing I would say, though, against that is that you could have, and I know the argument is you tried, but maybe you didn't try hard enough. You could have used that money on something that could not just give you 1 year, that gives you 2-3 years to help build Drake May up that way. And I get it. I understand that they could have offered all these deals and they kept getting rejected. And so they're just like, where do I? This reminds me of the guy in the auction draft that saves his money. He's trying to bid, just like the Patriots are trying to buy players, but they're not trying hard enough, clearly. And you hold your money, and then at the end of the draft, you have all this extra money, and you just throw it on one player that doesn't deserve it because you're just like, I better spend it. And you buy the player for $27 when he's a $4 player. Like that's what I feel like is done here. And Travis is right in the sense that all the money had been spent. There's no players left. It doesn't really hurt to throw the $27 on the $3 player just to get him, because at this point, what's it matter? But the mistakes were made earlier on then. I still think there's a lot of defensive players that are out there that you could bring in on a 3-year deal and actually use them for 3 years and help the team. You what?
That's my argument. My argument is they still can, though. Like,
true, but will they?
If they're not, and then to me that's another discussion. Then there's a bigger problem with it.
But I guess if I came to you though, Travis, and said your team is willing to overspend, but they're only going to overspend twice. Like they're not going to keep doing it to max out the amount of salary cap or whatever. It's like they're going to make a couple
of
bull
run out
moves,
of money eventually.
And now they've made their choice on one of those bull moves, and you can't undo it. That's the part that I feel is being overlooked here, is that it's like Let me see. What do I need here? I got a good amount of wide receivers now. I timed out on Geno? What in the hell? When did that happen?
Oh, but Smitty, before I go, I just wanted to ask you one question, man. I had a trade earlier, and it was like in a Superflex league,
Mm-hmm.
and I was giving up DK Metcalf, Marvin Harrison Jr., Nico Collins, and Kyler Murray for JD5 and Jamar Chase. And I was wondering, I felt like it was kind of like a lot to give up, even though, I mean, it's worth it. But I feel like Nico is a lot to give up. With Marvin Harrison coming into his second year, I do love JD5 and Chase, but I just want to know what you would think. I mean, my receiving core my depth is pretty long. I have a lot of good, decent receivers.
So it was Nico, Kyler, MHJ, and who?
Nico, Kyler, MHJ, and DK Metcalf.
In Dynasty, though, and is Superflex or not?
Yeah, it's Superflex, and my quarterbacks is Kyler and Fields and Stafford.
Yeah, I mean, bro, so the way I look at it is JD5 in one QB crushes Kyler, but there's just an extra amount of value that gets added onto that one at Superflex. Because the reason being is, think about this logically, it's not like everything's relative. Like, oh, well, if JD5 is, X amount value better than Kyler in redraft, it's the same proportion in Superflex? No, it's not. Because guess what JD5 is in redraft? Maybe a top, I would say, hold on, let me merge this call.
Hello?
Maybe JD5's a top 25 to 30 overall player in one QB. In Superflex, he's number 1, bro. It's a whole different ball game. So, or number 2, number 1 or number 2. He'd be my number 1. So you're talking about the number 1 overall player. And Jamar Chase relatively drops, but so does DK and Nico in Superflex because of the quarterback values. I'm going to time out here if I'm not careful. Who should I take at QB? I guess Jameis Winston. Damn it. Okay. So MHJ, Kyler, Nico, DK for JD5 Chase. I love it. This is still a first rounder for me in Chase, even though he drops maybe to like 6 or 7. JD5's number 1 overall. MHJ is a third to fourth.
Hold
on 1 second. MHJ is a third to fourth rounder. Nico is a second rounder. Kyler is probably a second rounder to first rounder, but I don't know that I believe in him a ton. DK's probably, if he's in Dynasty, he's probably like a 4th rounder, maybe 5th rounder. So in Superflex, he's a 5 or 6 rounder. I mean, bro, I'd take this all day long. JD5, Jamar Chase, and a Superflex all day long. Kyler can fail you. DK is exciting. I like him, but he's not a lock. Nico is great, but you have Jamar Chase. I mean, I like this side. I like both sides, but does the chat agree or disagree? Is there anybody taking the 4 players over the 2? I guess your depth matters, but you did list it, if I remember correctly. List off your team. You have Fields as your other QB.
All right, I have Kyler as my QB. I have Chase Brown, McCaffrey. My receivers is Nico, Marvin Harrison, AJ Brown, DK Metcalf, Brandon Ayuk, Mike Evans, Devontae Adams, Deebo Samuel, Michael Pittman, and Hollywood Brown.
Okay, so if you do the trade, you got Chase, AJB. Who else? Or wide receiver, Devontae Adams.
If I do the trade, I'll have Chase, AJB.
Damn, my phone's on automatic answer or something. I don't know what's going on. Ron Navy called and then he hung up. I gotta find out how to turn off auto answer. What in the hell is going on? What's up, Ron? I gotta merge the calls back in. I got auto answer on. Okay, I don't know what's going on with there. the phone line. Let me. How do I turn this on? Let me close the phone line and reopen it. There might be a problem. I just got through praising it. This is amazing. The phone line's better than ever. And now the phone line's going nuts. Yeah, Kruger might be messing with it. Let me see. To turn off auto answer. Let me see if I can find a solution for this real quickly. I don't know. It's going to take me a little bit of time to find this. I don't think I can find it on the fly while we're live streaming. But call back in, Ron and everybody. But yeah, the answer is your team looks really good here. You do the trade. You get JD5. You get Jamar Chase. It's a good team either way. A good team either way. What round are we in? We're in round 20. So this is my last pick. I've got 3 quarterbacks. I've got 2 tight ends. I think I need another tight end. Let's go with Theo Johnson. Sure. All right, my team is done. It's drafted. Let me answer Ron's call. Ron, you there? I don't know why. I've got hold music when Ron calls me. I don't understand that. What's up, Indy Joe?
What's going on?
I don't know. Ron's calling me with hold music.
Actually, 2 things. Now that you guys were talking about the Patriots, I kind of do, even though the money's not right as far as with Diggs, I would never give him that much. Looking at the statistics and the
Hold on 1 second, Ron. Keep going, Indy Joe. Keep going. You like it.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah. I'm just like looking at the statistics right now as far as with the wide receiving room.
Freaking phone line.
Open up opportunities. For this upcoming year, and then maybe Hunter Henry having more touchdowns, because I'm looking at it, and the most receiving touchdowns that they had for wide receiver was 3. Hunter Henry had 2 wide receiving touchdowns, and so they desperately needed that. But
yeah, but I hear what you're saying. But are you a Patriots fan?
Hell no.
Okay,
I'm a Colts fan.
Because you can't.
I hate the Patriots.
You don't even know if he's going to be healthy. Let me merge Rock out in real quickly. Hold on. I think I got the phone line, but the only problem is I've spent all this time merging everybody.
100%.
You what?
I don't think he's going to be 100%. There's no way. Backs are going to have to respect him no matter what, though. They're not going to be able. If he's one-on-one against a DB, I think he can.
This is all
the DB and get open. And
I don't know, bro. They're assuming everything's going to go right. I don't know. I don't mind the idea of it. Right?
Yeah.
This is why I'm saying. But this is why I'm saying. Like, everybody's rationalizing here. I understand the idea of adding him, but adding him on a $69 million 3-year deal. Yes, not all of it's guaranteed, but 26 of it is. It doesn't make sense. It's like we're arguing 2 different points. Should you bring him in? Yeah. But you're saying, oh, he's going to be able to do this and that. You don't know what he can do. He's coming off an ACL tear that he may or may not be ready for week 1, probably will be, but not guaranteed. He's not guaranteed to be ready for week 1. Doesn't matter if he's ahead of schedule. Players are ahead of schedule on their ACL recoveries all the time.
Would you say the Patriots wide receiving room is better or worse now with him in the locker room?
Like,
do you think they're going to do you think they're going to progress better?
Okay, that's also a loaded question, because are they better from a talent perspective? Maybe, if he's healthy. Again, we're assuming he can even play the same kind of football. You can't just assume that at 31 years of age. when he, coming back from an ACL tear. But is he, assuming that he is, do they have a better physically talented receiver room? Probably. Do they have a more divided and toxic receiving room? Maybe. Is Vrabel the right coach for that? Yes. But, so I will give you that. Logically, I'm like, okay, he is the guy to try to cut up. But then again, he's also the kind of guy that's going to be like,
And that's
get on the bench. Toxicity, get out of here. Like, he's also could still be very, very much a disaster. But no, I don't think you can guarantee any sort of it's better or worse or whatever, because you just don't know. ACLs are very, very tough. The further you get away from 25 years of age, the harder it is to ever get back to your old self. Because there's a lot involved in the knee, especially when there's other peripheral injury. And sometimes we don't have all the details, even if it seems like a clean ACL tear. It's like it is, but there's still damage. In the NFL, it's very rare to have just a completely torn ACL with no other damage at all. Usually that occurs on some sort of hyperextension versus a hit to the side. Or you're sliding, and it happens in soccer players a lot. You're sliding on the ground, and you can think of the ground like almost like a cast or like a splint. And then a player lands on the knee, and it just pops the ACL perfectly, but doesn't tear anything else. In football, you almost always tear a little bit your LCL or your MCL, and sometimes meniscus. There's PCL damage. Sometimes there's always usually some sort of trauma to the knee. And the problem is, as you're older, the blood supply, the ability for it to heal, the wear and tear of the overall knee, the ability to get it back to tight again, because if it's not, then you're susceptible to more like meniscus tears and other things blowing out. At 31, you can't have the same knee. You can't. It's just physically impossible.
And you're 100% right. You're 100% right. But I see Diggs at least having over 700 yards.
I know you do.
Receiving.
I know you do. I know you do, big boy.
It's a 26.
I mean, do you think he'll go over 700?
I
don't know. I'm trying to tell you, I have no clue if he's going to have setbacks, if he's going to have
no clue.
A hamstring injury. The compensation injuries with ACL tears are usually hamstring. Good examples, even from young players, would be like Dalvin Cook when he tore his ACL, I believe his rookie year. That second year he came back, he struggled with hamstring injuries constantly, and he had a horrible year. So like even a young guy can have an issue, but hamstring injuries are 100% the big concern, and tearing the other ACL and all that. But who knows? I mean, Diggs is obviously.
Question mark would be Drake May. How good is Drake May going to be then? I feel like that's the.
But like even if you said like
how much better is he going to get?
Even if you say what would you say his projection you have at least what?
I think he has over 700 receiving yards. He's going to be the number one. He's going to be the number one wide receiver.
You're paying him $26 million guaranteed on a $69 million deal, and you just said I think he'll have 700 yards.
Well, hey, I think they're dumb.
We're justifying here. We're justifying here.
On that deal.
That's 41 yards a game, bro.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the Patriots were smart by paying that much, but I don't know. He makes that wide receiver.
Let me go. Hold on, real quickly. Kyrie Boston, one thing, and then I go over to Ron Navy, who's been waiting a while. Go ahead, Kyrie Boston.
Yeah, I just gotta say, because he's a Colts fan, I wish that the Colts had signed Diggs and took his contract instead of us.
Yeah.
That's all I wish. When he's talking, that's all I'm thinking right now.
Ron Navy,
I wish you could have Diggs, man.
Ron Navy, you're live.
It's a $26 million game.
I don't know where Ron's taking this. I think he's very anti-diva receiver. I think he doesn't like Diggs, but Ron could come in and just play defense here because he likes to argue.
No.
Go ahead, Ron. You're live.
No. Hey. Well, first of all, I think with the problem with the phone is normally when I call in, I'll mute myself just because you're talking, somebody else is on the line, so I'll automatically mute. every time I mute myself when I was calling in, it automatically put me on this holding pattern.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what's causing that.
Yeah, I don't.
But that's what's going on.
Yeah, and
so
I don't know
mute
why
myself, or it puts me into holding.
Yeah, it's auto answering. Yeah, I got Gump calling in, but Gump, I'm not gonna risk it. Why not? Let's try it. Okay, Gump should be added. I think that's it. We got too many people on the phone line as it is, and it might drop everybody. So everybody mute yourself, but Ron Navy right now, and I'm gonna look for a solution on this auto answering. Go ahead, Ron. Give us your take on this dig stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the big Diggs. I've never been the big Diggs diva fan. I think he's just toxic all the way around, no matter where he goes. And let alone now you got an injury, like you were talking about, coming back from an injury and all this other junk. I just think Patriots wasted their money. I mean, they could have went out and gotten anybody else.
Who though, Ron? Who, Ron? That's the thing. People,
well, you kept on saying, you guys keep saying Pickens is going to be traded. Why did they go after Pickens?
I don't know. I'd be happy to have Pickens, but again,
I mean, he's just as much of a diva,
now,
but he's a younger diva with more talent.
They could still get Pickens. Why can't you do both? They have plenty of money.
Well,
I don't know what happened to that. Like, for what? They wasted $26 million for 1 year. That's
you know what? He's going to be showing up at your doorstep, right? Elon Musk is going to be knocking on the door. Okay, we're going to audit you guys for wasteful spending. You guys are going to get doged.
They're not spending enough. They don't spend enough.
Patriots are going to get doged.
Ron's good. Ron's finally drops a good dad joke. I know where Travis is coming from on this. I understand his angle. His angle is that it's a 1 year. It's kind of like I think Travis's example is that you're in an auction draft, but it's a redraft. So if you blow all your wad on this player, it doesn't work out. Next year you get a replenished $200 purse to buy your players again. Like that's kind of the thinking I think Travis has.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. The only difference
is if he's good, you're happy to pay the money.
Yeah, but the only difference between Travis' stances and my stance is that I believe, and I don't care if it didn't happen. I think that's on the Patriots. And you're right, that's also another discussion, but there was a better way to blow that money in a way that more likely encapsulated a 2 or 3 year amount of time with said player that you're blowing the money on. So defensive player, whatever. There's still a ton of players out there. So the fact that you guys are probably drafting or could draft Hunter or Ted McMillan, I don't think you need Diggs. I think Diggs doesn't help the development of that type of player because he's a toxic personality anyway. So why not just let the two young guys, Pop Douglas, if you got Ted or Hunter in that room, that's good enough. I'm fine with that. You could draft Tyler Warren, if you want. You still could. I'm not saying you can't, but can I ask you a question? And we can honestly sit here and say that it was this, and this. I get it. But what happened in Buffalo? He was so toxic, they phased him out while he's even playing well. And they got rid of him because he's so toxic. Then he goes to Houston. And what happens to the entire team? They fall apart. And you could say that wasn't on Diggs or whatever, but you could also say we don't know. Did he ruin the wide receiver room?
We don't know.
We don't, but I'm just saying he's everywhere he goes, it seems to implode. I just don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why did Tank Dell struggle so much? Why did Stroud struggle so much? It felt like the dynamic was just off, and I don't know if that's because of Diggs. Similar to Aaron Rodgers, even though Aaron Rodgers still has talent, he went to the Jets and he just threw it off. Even if he's got talent, and even if Diggs still had talent, he threw off, I think, the entire offense. I do believe that. I've thought about it.
I don't disagree with you. And this is the same reason why I would take Pickens, though, is they're literally at the point where beggars can't be choosers. If you don't start developing Namor, you're going to lose the quarterback. You're not going to get the most out of him. You're
But
going to
don't
be
you
right
think?
back where you
But
started.
don't you think drafting Tet or Hunter is exactly where you would need to be? That's the only thing that I don't like. If I'd rather have
so
Ted McMillan or Hunter and Pop Douglas, Javon Baker, and Polk, and feel perfectly fine with trying to get them all enough chances, because one of Polk or Javon Baker is going to pop. I really believe that. They're good choices. So
I do too.
without giving them
I do too.
saturated volume, just saturating with this, but then you're not going to really see him develop enough. So I think Diggs crowds it, and Diggs is, because you're paying him so much, you're going to give him too many chances. You're never going to get pulled like you would pull Polk maybe if Javon Baker was better. I mean, we could go around in circles. I understand where you're coming from. I don't think this is a good, even in a 1 year window of below the money and then it's fine, you can get rid of them. I just think you draft Tet McMillan or Hunter. You have Pop Douglas, you have Javon Baker, who I love, and you have Polk, and you're fine. You're fine. Like you can go use that money on a defensive player, beef things up, get yourself in a position that you acquire a player that can give you 3 years and help you next year when you keep stacking win on top of win in terms of free agency and draft acquisitions. Diggs is a 1 year pull the rug out. What did you get for it? Like, use the $26 million to acquire 2 and 3 year talent that can stack upon stack and just get this team. Otherwise, you're renting players and then pulling them free and you got a vacancy again. Like, what good was the 26 million? Invest it. This isn't an investment. I'd rather invest my dollars than throw them at 1 year shots, rentals. That's the way I look at it. You rent a player when you can win, and the Patriots are building. I don't.
I would like to see him get Cups instead of Diggs if they're going to get a wide receiver. Go after
I don't think Cup would have went there. I don't think he would have went there.
Or, you know who I like even better, even though he's same age bracket, but he's more dependent. He's not a diva. Is Tyler Lockett? I would have went after Tyler Lockett before.
But here's the thing about Pickens, Travis, is you take that $69 million deal and you guarantee just a little bit more than 26 million. Pickens would be fine with the trade. You could trade for Pickens. I'm not saying you would have to give up the draft capital, but I think it's way more worth it.
I would. Well, yeah, I said that I'm gonna trade him. I don't know. I don't know. Did they check in on him? Did they not? Like I said, to me, that's another discussion. Yeah, are they doing the right due diligence? Are they making the right moves? That's a whole different discussion in terms of if this is a good move or not.
I mean, it is and it isn't. It's completely tied to it, because when you make this move, you're no longer in the wide receiver business. I highly doubt if they're going to draft Tet or going to draft Hunter, or they're planning on probably, they're not looking to acquire Pickens anymore. I don't think there's a chance.
No, they're going to get 2 guys.
So I'm just saying, like,
So
you knock on the door, and if they say no, you knock harder. And I just think this is part of the Patriots' problem. It's like the commitment of making the big and right move ever since Brady. It's just been this. So to me, it is the same conversation, because I would say you just need to go to the Steelers and say, what is it that you want? Okay, you want a second rounder? Okay, you want a second rounder and a fourth round, whatever it costs. Let me go back to the boys, and you say to yourself, well, instead of paying Diggs this amount of money that we believe is very risky, this $26 million guaranteed deal, Pickens doesn't complain at all. If you up it just a little bit, because he's getting nothing right now. He's saving face by even moving. And if he gets traded, he gets a new amount of money, he gets millions of dollars. He's going to say yes to it. I think the Patriots, if they were smart, this is why I believe it's a waste, is now you have the opportunity that Diggs gets you. You're going to say, hey, Smitty, but they needed to make a move, and this move might have been not in the cards anymore if they waited. Well, so be it. Let this move pass. I don't even like the move anyway. So you wait on Pickens, you keep knocking on the door, you let Pickens get disgruntled. Pickens gets wind that he could get $69 million, let's call it 35 million guaranteed or 40 million guaranteed or whatever, and you space it out. He's going to say all of a sudden, I'll put up the stink I need to put up to get out of there, and I'd rather bank on that. And if that doesn't work out, you're drafting a rookie anyway. But if you get Pickens, now you can use that pick on Carter, or you can use that pick on Tyler Warren, and I just think making this move is related because now it eliminates the opportunity. Like if I was in charge of this, I would work on the Pickens deal, even though I don't like the Pickens, if that's the decision you want to make. Work on the Pickens deal continuously. And I know they might say no. We have no idea if they said we're not trading him. Hell no, and hung up the phone. But I still think you could massage this into place. And then you take Tyler Warren. Having Tyler Warren and Pickens, I mean, good God, it's night and day. Or
Yeah, I agree. But again,
if Pickens decides to perform,
they had to make a choice. It might be the wrong choice.
Yeah,
we make the move now.
I don't think it moves the needle enough.
I would take a risk and let
it
and
maybe only get one person.
Right, but I don't care.
That shit don't really move the needle.
I'd let that risky shit
I think
sail.
you're not high at all on Diggs as a player either, anymore, right? So
I mean,
I don't think you think
that's
you
part of the argument. Yeah, I mean, he's a 31-year-old player that turns 32 this year that is recovering from a torn ACL. Whether I liked him or not before the ACL, the odds of him returning to more than who was it that said they wanted 700 yards? That's
the Colts fan.
Colts Joe.
That's
Joe
a failure.
I mean,
that is a failure. But I'm saying that's like the minimum amount of yards that he gets.
That's like saying, hey, I took I don't know. You went job hunting, let's say, and somebody offered you a little bit over minimum wage, and you're like, if I don't take this now, what if I'm stuck with nothing?
Who's to say there wasn't another? There's probably another organization out there that was also bidding on Diggs, and that's why the price probably got dropped.
It's not going to scare me into doing it. But this is the difference. Like Travis is high level.
Oh man, these people.
Kansas City.
Huh?
Kansas City would be the only team I think of.
I can't understand what everybody's
saying.
Let
them have
them. Let me go real quickly because there's a few people that are on this phone line that haven't talked yet. Bella, check yourself real quickly on your trade. I do the trade. Your team's great. You take Jamar Chase and JD5. The entire chat basically said take Jamar Chase and JD5. You're giving up a lot of value, no doubt. What?
I said sounds good, man. I was going to make the trade live on the show right now. I'm press accept.
Does anybody disagree before he makes his trade? He's trading MHJ, Kyler, Nico, and DK for JD5 and Jamar Chase in a super flex dynasty. Does anybody have any reservations? His team's right here. It would be JD5
Go
Fields.
For it.
Chase Brown, CMC. I mean, I still
like
Curry Boston. Take it.
Definitely take it.
Yeah. I mean, you got some older players that I'd love to get rid of, but it doesn't really change the fact that this is the right move.
Take that.
Yeah, that's another thing too. I wanted to get young. Like I got some older players, but I'm giving up a lot of depth, but I still have a lot of depth to back it up. But
yeah,
I'm definitely going to take the trade.
Okay, all right. Thank you, thank you, my guy. We'll see you later. Bella, check yourself. I think he may have. Did you hang up anyway? No, you're not. You're still there. I'm gonna
I'm here.
knock you off one at a time. So appreciate you, bro. Call in anytime, okay?
No doubt, brother.
All right. Let me go over to Indy Joe. Indy Joe, final thoughts, bro.
So Tyler Warren, he's the best tight end prospect in your eye as far as this draft class.
By a country mile. I like Loveland, but it's not. I mean, could I change my mind later? Sure. I that is not flip-flopping. That is, watching a player develop and you say something like, okay, he's developing.
So, like, knowing that, how early are you taking Tyler Warren? Like, what's the typical?
I don't know.
Round
In redraft?
Yeah, just in redraft. Yeah.
I don't know. I would say his ADP is probably. Let me pull it up. Ian
Would you take
says
him over Cooper Kupp?
Tried calling. Am I blocked? You shouldn't be blocked, Ian. Are you calling the new number? But we got a packed phone line right now. But hang tight and I'll throw the number up one more time. But Tyler Warren's ADP is, let me pull it up right here, in Underdog Fantasy. He's going as tight end number 8, which is high, and he's going at 100 overall, which is good. So it looks like people are just waiting on tight ends and Underdog. So that's kind of crazy.
Would you take him over Cooper Kupp, for instance?
It depends on the build that you're building, but in theory, yes. Am I waiting until he gets a landing spot? Yeah, because he definitely needs it. Rookie tight ends do not translate well. It doesn't matter if Brock Bowers did it or not. You know, he halfway did it too. Like, Brock Bowers could have been so much better. But it's a tough position to translate. It's not one that's fully ready to lock in as that position's automatic in the NFL like the quarterback is now, like the running back's always been, like receivers are starting to become an absolute translatable transfer of power immediately. You could be wide receiver 4 as a rookie wide receiver. That's crazy. That was never the case back in the day. Tight ends are still behind. And so he needs a great landing spot in order for me to love him in redraft. So unfortunately you have to wait. But I think Jonnu Smith above him. I think Laporta above him. Kittle, McBride, Brock Bowers. And then you get, like, personally me, Evan Ingram. I think Evan Ingram is the biggest steal in fantasy football at the tight end position, period. Laporta, I like. Laporta's going at 65 overall. Laporta's fantastic at 65, but you know who's better value, cost of entry? Evan Ingram at 128, which is tight end 13. Unbelievable. They're going to use him as the Joker over in Denver.
I mean, him with Sean Payton, I mean, that's just like Jimmy Graham all over again almost. There could be.
As the kids say, he ain't going to crash out. Everybody with that damn term today. All right, bro. We'll see you later.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, definitely like tight end 8 to 10 is fine. Kyrie Boston, final thoughts.
Man, this big stuff, I agree with you, Smitty. I don't like it at all, man. I think I like it less than you like it.
Well, you liked it a little bit more than I did before we started talking. So don't let, you trust your gut too. I could be wrong on this one. I'm wrong.
My gut's saying got a bad feeling about it, though.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to feel, man.
I mean, again, I think you look at it from two different angles. You got to look at it from two different angles, and the two different angles are going to tell two different stories. The one angle, like Travis's angle of spending the money, it's gone already, and it's basically 1 year, and maybe it helps Drake May. And in Travis's mind, and I understand it, he's willing to take the risk and spend a little money to make sure Drake May increases in every category, and improves and doesn't get lost in the NFL.
But we can't get Pickens that money if we wanted a headache.
I get that. I just personally would
we could have gave him the money.
I would take the risk and throw the risk of losing Diggs to the wind and say, I'm going to bank on getting Pickens, or I'm just going to draft Ted McMillan or Hunter, and then be fine with it and love the wide receiver room anyway. And I'd actually be fine with it. I'd be really good with it. So I don't need Diggs at all. In any case, I either get Ted or Hunter, or I get Pickens, and now I can go get Tyler Warren, if that happens. And if the Pickens thing doesn't work out, and I truly believe Pickens will be available in time. You just have to be patient for it, and I don't think you're risking anything by letting the Diggs thing fall apart or go away, because you could still bring in, you don't even need to bring anybody in. Like I said, if you just say, okay, well, we didn't get Pickens, so it's go time. Draft Ted McMillan. But Draft day's a great day to make that trade right before the draft begins, inside the top 10. You trade for Pickens in the middle of that draft and then now you can make that move. But, teams are very, very they got itchy trigger fingers with complex situations like that. But you got to line it up too, though. You got to have like the physical and all. So it's like.
But Smith, can I say one more thing?
Yeah, one more thing, and then I got to go.
I think that the Diggs move was so that the Patriots could get Jeanty at 4, so it might not be such a bad move.
I would like that. If they take Jeanty at 4, I will. I still don't think you need to take Diggs for that, but I would be a lot better. I'd be a lot more okay with it, and I think it would be. But I don't know that at the end of the day that I want Stevenson just thrown to the abyss either, though. And I wonder how they'd use the two of them in year 1. That would be like, do I want Jeanty from a fantasy perspective in New England? No. At the end of the day, I'd rather have him in like 5, 6, 7 other spots. Because Ramondre's not just going to sit there, So I don't know that I love that. But from a Patriots fan perspective, you would love the hell out of it because of what Jeanty means to you for 10 years.
Yeah.
Voyager says this is bad for neighbors. No, it's not. Stop spreading your fear you're watching from some other show and regurgitating it here. All right, gotta go.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you.
Gotta go, man. Appreciate you calling tomorrow. Rock out. Final thoughts, first thoughts, second thoughts. Go ahead.
Yeah, kind of agree on both points. On your point, as far as too much money, and Travis' point on who else they are going to get, but ultimately too much and coming off of ACL, so a little risky, but could be high reward.
All right. Anything else, pal?
That's it.
All right, rock out to the moon. Appreciate you, bro. Gumpy. Final thoughts, Gumpy. He doesn't even talk.
Well, I was doing a mock draft for the Cardinals, and I picked Tyler Booker, guard, Alabama, and then second pick I took Milrow.
Okay.
For the Cardinals. This year's draft. I just said the heck with it. I'm done with Kyle. I'm grabbing the card, Booker, and I'm going to grab the quarterback.
Nice job, Gump.
For the Cardinals.
Way to go.
How you like that? How you like that GM stuff?
Good job, Gumpy.
Would you be happy?
We'll put a good word.
Would you be good? Would you be happy with the card? Huh?
Yeah, you keep saying in the comments of my videos that you're going to get Calvin Johnson on the show, and Calvin Johnson. You're going to get Megatron on here.
Oh no, I listen. If I ran into Calvin Johnson and said, "Hey, Calvin, do me a favor, call Smitty Show," it would happen 100%.
I don't think so.
Hello, anybody?
I don't think so, Gumpy.
Yeah, 100%.
I think you're telling me a tale.
100%. 100%.
I don't
100%.
agree. I don't agree. I believe more in. Hey, Gumpy, let me put it this way. I believe more in Diggs being a 1,500-yard receiver than you knowing Megatron.
No.
I believe Diggs drops 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns before you get Megatron to call into this show.
What are you talking about? First to meet Calvin, he's going to say, "Matthew, what's up, Calvin?"
Hey.
We'll be laughing.
Gump, here's a challenge for you, Gump. Gump, you ready? Gump,
Calvin,
listen.
You want Calvin on your show?
Gump.
What?
Listen. This is a challenge for you.
What?
You get Calvin Johnson Megatron to call in. I don't even care if it's an impersonator. It sounds like him. You get Calvin Johnson. No, really. Get the real Calvin Johnson to call in. And Gump, if he calls in, I will make a scene for you that whenever you call into the show, I'll press it and it'll be a 30-second introduction to Gump. Gump, he's Gump. He's Gump.
How about big Slay, big Darius Slay? Would you like to talk to him?
Sure. Darius Slay or Megatron, call into the show.
Yeah,
okay.
I threw the football with Slay.
You threw the football with him. Okay. You get either one. I'm sure you're getting autographs.
I did meet John Harbaugh. I did meet John Harbaugh a few times. So he's. I got to
Gump. I met Charles Barkley when I was
was
like 8 years old. Doesn't mean he's going to call into the show.
I know his dad. I talk to Jack all the time.
Okay.
When I was at
Gump, focus. You have a tough time focusing. Challenge.
You want to
Gump.
talk to Megatron?
Gump, listen. Challenge. You get Megatron to call into the show. You now have your own intro. Whenever you call into my show, I'll press the button and it will give a 30-second song and intro telling everybody that Gump is on the phone line. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now go make it happen.
Okay.
Okay, go make it happen, Gumpy.
Really? You know, I was actually recruiting for Harbaugh, a player from Michigan, high school sport.
Gump, focus.
Yeah.
Megatron, Gump. Megatron.
You don't like... Okay, you want Megatron.
Okay, Gump, I'll
You
see you
don't-
later.
yeah.
Appreciate you. Have a
Top
safe
secret.
have a
Top
safe night.
secret.
Gump, the chat loves you. You're
We're
a show
top
favorite
secret.
here. Go
Top
get Megatron.
secret,
Get-
brother.
get
No
it done.
road to the Cardinals. No road to the Cardinals. Second
Okay,
round.
gotta go. Get it done. God. It's like taking a dump. Talking to Gump for anything over 15, 20 minutes. It's draining. But we love him. He's our Gumpy. He's our Beetlejuice. Ron Navy, final thoughts. Then Travis, then we're out of here.
Hey, I met Joe Montana. Came on my ship when I was on the Carl Vinson.
But he's
You
going
want
to
me to
call
have
into the
him
show?
call into the show? Oh Lord. Yeah, you know, with the signing of Russell Wilson to New York, that doesn't leave Aaron Rodgers too much choice, does it? Either sign with Pittsburgh or retire.
Do you
I
remember-
kind of hope that he just retires.
Now, I was wrong about Adams, but do you remember the show when there wasn't a single lick of news of Aaron Rodgers going to the Steelers? You remember the show? You were on it, where I said, oh, he should go to the Steelers. That's hilarious. That's where he's going. We said that before.
Unless he retires.
Yeah, but we said that here before.
I would love
talked about.
I would love to see him retire and then watch just Tomlin's mouth just like drop. Like, what the hell am I going to do now?
I'll just start Mason Rudolph. All right, I gotta go. Gotta go.
You know, the thing about that is you heard Najee come out against Tomlin, didn't really do his name, and same thing with Justin Fields came out and said the same thing. So Tomlin's not looking too great to a lot of people right now.
Yeah,
people are finally starting to see him for who he really is.
All right, my man. I'll see you. I'll see you tomorrow.
You will?
Well,
How?
I mean, call in tomorrow.
Oh, okay. I'll try.
All right. Later, Ron. I'm leaving. So.
Later.
All right. Appreciate you.
Where you
Travis,
going?
final thoughts? What, Ron?
You said you're leaving. I said, where you going?
I don't know. I gotta get on the exercise bike and go burn 1,000 calories, ride for an hour and 10 minutes. As I'm getting in more shape, it's
right.
taking me an hour and a half, or an hour and 10 minutes instead of an hour now. Gotta turn up the
nice.
juice on it. All right, gotta go, Ron. Appreciate you later. Travis, final
All right.
thoughts.
Later, Travis.
Hey, Ron. Hey, Ron.
Mike Williams Chargers better than Diggs this year. Mike Williams Chargers better than Diggs this year. Maybe per game, but how many games is Mike Williams going to play? 4? 3? I don't know. And then he says, still no running backs. Still knows running backs this year is April Fool's. I don't know what the hell you're trying to say there, Ian, but I appreciate your super chat more than you know. I don't know what that means, that fragment. And the phone lines, Ian, if you need to dial in real quick, or whoever said, I think it was Ian.
Call into the show.
Yeah, well.
Call into the show.
Ian, there it is. Real quickly, bro. Real quickly. All right, Travis, go ahead. Floor's yours.
Yeah, I mean, I've said my piece on Diggs.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing will be, you know, if do the Patriots make the move if Cleveland is actually willing to trade out of that 2 pick? the move to make is for the Patriots to go to the 2-pick and take Travis Hunter. Because I know you don't necessarily think so, but I think I've been saying for a while now, I wanted them to draft someone and sign a vet receiver. So if they got Hunter and Diggs and let the rest, happy with that.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens in the draft.
I just hope that the Giants aren't moronic and Shador falls to 3, which he probably will. At this point in time, it feels like he will. If they don't take him at 3 because they have Russell Wilson and Winston, I'm gonna be up in arms. It's not that I'm changing my neighbor's take, like just the longevity piece of this. You know, I think Winston and Wilson, if Neighbors is wide receiver 6 last year with garbage, he's gonna be at least top 4 to 5 this year with that Mickey Mouse circus going on over there. And I say that not hating on Winston, but it's a wild room. It's like Mr. Unlimited, and it's like eating W's. Like, this is a wild QB room. But they'll be fine this year, but I want longevity and security. And Shador with Dable, Shador with Neighbors, he'll develop there properly.
Yeah,
he'll be very good. So if New York misses the boat on this, I'll be so pissed off.
Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't, but I know why they wouldn't because they're stupid. But
yeah, Ian. Yeah, I don't know what that running back super chat, man. Ian, are you gonna call in? I'm here. You said, are you blocked? You're not blocked, but you got to dial into the number, big boy. All right, Travis. We'll see you later, pal.
Yep. Later. Bye.
I don't know what's up with my phone. My phone line's acting okay, but it's not kicking. I just don't know where that automatic answer went. I'll have to figure that out. Ian! Hello, Ian! Where are you? Ian! Hello? Ian! Are we keeping this one? Are we keeping the Gentanic? Hello, Ian. Ian. Ian, you wanted to call in. All right. I'll see you all later. Oh, he said, nah, tomorrow may be on my way out. Okay, gotcha. Deuces. At first, I thought those were Ian's knees, like his legs, like he was sitting. Like he was sitting and those were his, like, shins. But he's holding 2 big fish. They look like goldfish, Ian. What kind of goldfish are those, Ian? Why are you going out when you got goldfish at home? Why are you going out for fish when you've got goldfish to cook? I thought those were his legs. Like when you look at it from very far away, it looks like he's sitting with his, heels, sitting on his heels. It doesn't look as much like it here on screen, but in the chat, it's a lot smaller. It looks like those are his shins, but they're big goldfish. They're big, like dinosaur goldfish. Oh God, Ian, come on, bro. This is not even the number on the screen. I showed it just for you, Ian. I put it up on the screen and said, Ian, here's the number. Call in. Ian, you're in your own world right now, but appreciate you. Thank you for the super chats. I think you've been sipping on Grandpa's cough medicine tonight because this other super chat that you put, like this right here, we can't even figure it out. Appreciate it, but still knows running backs this year's senior is April Fool's. You know what I'm saying? Still knows running backs this year's is April's Fool's. The phone line isn't even up, Smitty. How am I supposed to? This is Ian, by the way. Maybe we can have Gump translate for what Ian's. I don't know. All right, I'll see you all later. Appreciate you on Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. Also additionally live during graveyard shifts around midnight Eastern, like this very show you're watching right now. And I'm additionally live whenever big news breaks. No one goes live like this channel. We do it live. We are live. We are them. See you all tomorrow. Ian is him. Look at it looks like he's sitting on his heels. It's so funny. Giants are a train wreck. Are you kidding? Says Gump. Thank you, Blackbeard. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Space Ricky. Thank you, Sick Nasty. Thank you, Vampy. Vampy, appreciate you. Thank you, DeBalt, if he's out there. I haven't seen him in a little while. Thank you, Terry Roberts. Thank you, Kenny Powers. Did I get all the mods? Travis, did I forget anybody? See you all tomorrow, except for Ian. Ian's probably going to be sleeping in after tonight. He's going to have a wild night tonight. He's just getting started. He's going to cook them goldfish when he gets home. Those are in a big tank in his living room right now, but when he gets home after tonight, it's going to be about 4 a.m. He's going to get hungry. He's going to pull one of them dinosaur goldfish out of the tank in the living room, and he's going to wake up in the morning and be like, what'd I do? I got hungry. Deuces.